Hey, what's up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Flight of Icarus again with MetalTrenches.com, and coming hot off the heels of their two-pronged 2019 attack in Harm Remissions and follow-up EP, Their Holes Aroused by the Splinters Carved from Their Teeth, Pennsylvania purveyors of geometric noise, mathematical chaos, Fawn Limbs are at it again with their latest full-length Sleeper Vessels. And hey, if you like to be kept up to date with the best and brightest metal bands and albums from the underground and above, then stick with me by hitting that subscribe button down below. Just short of 30 minutes in length, this is another highly focused blast of meticulous math and grind brought to you by current and former members of Psyopus, Meyerplaner, Artificial Brain, and Commit Suicide, with mixing from fellow Mathcore madman Pedram Valiani of Frontierer and Section fame. As such, it's no wonder that this experienced group of musicians have managed to make big waves in the band's relative short existence. This is another case where after so much powerful material in a short amount of time, I encourage the band to take a good 2-year break to really wow us with the next release, but it seems that the pool of songwriting talent in this trio is deeper than the Mariana Trench. Once more, Fawn Limbs mix highly technical performances with harrowingly bleak atmosphere to craft a sound that is like a more kinetic version of Ulcerate. It's the same joyless approach joined with the gentler guitar sound of bands like Carbomb, Noise Trail Immersion, and once again Frontierer. Vocalist of the latter, Chad Capper, even makes a killer guest appearance on tracks Photovoltaic Hum and The Gradients of Rescue and Exposition. God, that took at least 10 takes, but I finally got it out. The joint efforts of his higher-pitched screams alongside the usual deathier growls makes for a truly devastating combination. Listening to Fawn Limbs always proves to be a disorienting affair, and Sleeper Vessels only further builds on that already potent formula. Squealing, chugging guitars, and dizzying time signatures upend the terrain over and over again, leaving me desperate to find steady footing with the 1-2 punch of Metre and the Vermin Massif. From then on, the bedlam seems truly without end, only offering a few seconds of reprieve at a time, just long enough to build that eerie sense of dread to its peak before again cranking the RPMs with more cataclysmic mayhem. From the bass and drums to the guitars and vocals, each is an inextricable component of the vicious aesthetic. Their collective sound is often that of rusted industrial machinery that has been supercharged with fuel but never oiled before being switched on. This album is that machine pulling itself apart, simulated perfectly by the sudden slides, maniacal tapping, and always unpredictable battering of the kit. To say more in mere words would be reductive at this point. Just trust me when I say this is arguably the most bodying record of 2020. I give Sleeper Vessels a 10 for enjoyability. Not a moment is wasted, and even the smartly truncated atmospheric breaks perfectly amplify the album's intensity without ever getting in its way. I give it a 10 for musicianship as well. Again, it should come as no surprise with the talented musicians helming this project that every aspect is perfectly crafted chaos. And I give it an 8 for innovation. Nothing too out of the ordinary here, but enough of a step up in a short amount of time to warrant some extra recognition. Round that out to a 9.3, and it's a solid A for Fawn Limbs. You can get it in a number of formats, including on vinyl through Roman numeral records and Wolves and Vibrancy records, on CD through the band and Dark Trail records, and on tape via Sludgelord records. Y'all, thanks as always for watching, and if you want to hear more about this band and their writing process, I actually did an interview on the podcast with drummer Lee Fisher. This was actually from the previous album rotation last year, but it is still worth it, and I really had a great time talking to him. But let me know in the comments what you think of Fawn Limbs and this record. I think it's their best yet, but I'm curious to hear from those of you who have been listening to them for a while, which one is your favorite? And of course, stick around because there's plenty more videos coming after this one. More album reviews, album roundups, tier lists, you name it, we've got it. So plenty of reasons, again, to subscribe if you have not already. Also in the description, you can find links to our social media, the email newsletter, and our Patreon and Subscribe Star if you want to take that extra jump to becoming a full-on supporter and get early access to content for even just $1 a month. Really appreciate it. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.